All right, let's jump right in. We've all seen those boxes on the wall, right? In airports, gyms, schools, AEDs, automated external defibrillators. And we all kind of think we know what they do. They restart a heart that stopped. Simple enough? Or is it? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the surprising truth of how an AED really works. But before we get into the nuts and bolts, let me ask you a question that might just flip everything you thought you knew. What if saving a life wasn't about starting a heart, but about stopping it? Yeah, you heard me right. Stopping it completely. Hang on, because this is where it gets really interesting. So to really wrap our heads around the problem, we first need to understand the normal state of things. Let's talk about what a healthy heartbeat actually is. Think of it like a perfectly conducted symphony. And what's so amazing is just how organized it is. In a healthy heart, that electrical signal is this beautifully choreographed dance. It kicks off at the top, travels down to the middle, where it pauses for just a fraction of a second, and then bam, it shoots down to the bottom. And that sequence is what causes the heart to contract and pump blood. Top, middle, bottom. It's this perfect, powerful wave. And that beautiful, predictable pattern, that has a name. It's called normal sinus rhythm. It's the clean, crisp signal that gives you that steady lub-dub sound. It's what creates the pulse you can feel in your wrist. It's everything working exactly as it should, in perfect harmony. But what happens when that symphony just falls apart? When the music turns into pure noise? Well, that's when things get incredibly dangerous. This is where we run into a life-threatening problem called ventricular fibrillation, or for short, VFib. And wow, the difference is night and day. Look at this. On one side, you've got that orderly, beautiful march of a normal rhythm, and on the other, that's VFib. It's just an absolute electrical mess, a total storm. There's no coordination, no top-to-bottom signal anymore. The heart muscle isn't pumping, it's just kind of quivering, uselessly. You know, a great way to think about it is like a massive fireworks show going off inside the heart. Seriously. You've got sparks of electricity just popping off everywhere, but there's no pattern, no reason. The heart cells are all firing on their own, setting each other off in this totally disastrous chain reaction. Okay, so this is the crucial point to get. The heart isn't stopped, not at all. In fact, it's buzzing with all this chaotic electrical energy. But because there's zero coordination, you get no lub-dub, you get no pulse. It's exactly like the quote says. The patient's TV set is on static. It's all noise, but no picture. So think about it. How do you fix a TV that's just showing static? You don't mess with the antenna, you don't turn up the volume. What do? You turn it off, and you turn it back on again. The old hard reset. And that brings us to the ultimate reset button for the heart, the AED. And the AED's job is, when you get right down to it, surprisingly simple. First, it just listens. That's it. It analyzes the heart's rhythm to make sure it's actually in that chaotic VFib state. And if it confirms it, then it advises delivering a powerful electrical shock. And that shock has only one goal, to hit that giant cosmic reset button. And right here, this is the single most important thing you're going to hear today. That shock? It is not jump-starting the heart. It's doing the exact opposite. We are flatlining the patient. On purpose, the whole goal is to stop everything. See that massive surge of electricity from the AED? It hits every single heart cell at the exact same time. It's a total electrical overload. The technical term is depolarization, but what it really does is silence all of them. It shuts down the fireworks show. It turns off the static. And for a split second, it creates a moment of absolute total electrical silence. But this is where the amazing part happens. Our heart cells are just incredible. Once everything goes quiet, the heart's own natural pacemaker, the conductor of that original symphony, it finally has a chance to be heard again. It gets its shot to take over. And in just 2 or 3 seconds, it can just turn itself back on, all by itself. Okay, so the heart's been reset, the static is gone, we're all good, right? Problem solved? Well, not quite. The reset is absolutely crucial, but it's only half the story. Now we have to talk about its critical partner in crime, CPR. I mean, just think about what that heart has been through. It was in chaos, it was starved of oxygen, and then it got hit with a massive jolt of electricity. It's weak, it's irritated.
So the big question is, how do we give that newly reset heart the absolute best chance to restart correctly and, stay that way?
And this is where good, high-quality chest compressions are everything. I mean, everything. When you push on the chest, you're physically pumping blood and you're shoving precious oxygen into those starving heart cells. Now, this is cool. That oxygen actually makes the VFib waves coarser or bigger and stronger. And the science on this is crystal clear. A heart with those coarser waves, a heart that's better oxygenated, has a much, much higher chance of being successfully reset by the shock. You're basically prepping the heart for success. So let that really sink in for a second. Pushing hard and fast on the chest right before the shock and then getting right back on the chest the second after it's delivered, that's what makes the difference between life and death. It really all comes down to this blunt truth. If you want to save lives, it's about high-quality CPR and parashock compressions. Nothing matters more. All right, let's put the whole puzzle together now. It's not about one single magic bullet. It's actually a pretty simple but incredibly powerful two-part formula for saving a life.
And here's that formula. Think of the AED and CPR as a dynamic duo. They have to work together. The AED's job is to be the big reset button. Its whole purpose is to stop that electrical chaos. And CPR is the support crew. Its job is to pump oxygen to the heart, which makes that stop actually work and gives the heart the fuel it needs to restart on its own. You absolutely cannot have one without the other. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to the clock. Every single second that a heart is in VFib, the chances of survival are dropping. So the sooner that shock gets delivered to stop the chaos, and the more you keep those high-quality compressions going, the better the odds are that someone gets to go home to their family. It's that simple and that critical. So let's recap the big takeaway. An AED doesn't start a heart. It stops it, so the heart has a chance to restart itself. And it absolutely needs the help of great CPR to have the best shot at working. So now you know the real formula. You know the secret. The only question left is, are you ready to make a difference?